Alright, y'all, what's up? So, first YouTube video on this channel, or first YouTube video on math, I should say. You're gonna have to forgive me not having a microphone. I was gonna go get one, but it's snowing and I don't want to drive in the snow, so we're just gonna have to make do. Anyway, I'm gonna try to post every single day, and I'm gonna give away 3 gift cards to Canes when we get to 150 followers. So we only need 150 more. If you want, if you want to have a chance to win a Canes gift card, just subscribe. So that's all we gotta do. Anyway, let's start with this first problem. Really simple. If you don't think it's simple, well, you're about to think so. So first, you see 20v plus 10 over 30v minus 40. If you want to look over, what do these? What do 20 and 10 have in common? Well, they have a factor of 10, right? So all we got to do, factor out of 10. I'm going to draw a little arrow over here. So it's like this is what the original problem is, and this is what we're working on right here. You're going to factor out of 10, okay? What does 20 turn into when you factor out of 10? Basically, it's just 20 divided by 10. So you have 2. I'm going to leave the v. And then 10, when you factor out a 10, like I said with the 20, it's just 10 divided by 10. So you're going to have plus 1. And it's my first time using this drawing pad too, so if I look like I'm writing like a first grader, I swear I'm not in first grade. I'm just having a hard time with this. All right, don't be too harsh on me. I mean, go ahead. I'll roast you back. It's fine. Whatever. All right. So in the denominator, we have 30v minus 40. We're going to do the exact same thing that we did at the top. What do 30 and 40 have in common? Well, some might think, oh, 20 can go into both of them. However, we can't because 20 doesn't go into 30 evenly. Now, some of you might be looking at me like, I already knew that, but I guarantee you there's somebody watching this video who did not know that. So for that one person, there you go. You don't have to admit it, but all right, so we're going to factor out a 10 in this one as well. All right, what does that leave us with? Gosh, I hate how like 110 is over here and like another one is over there. But all right, so we factor out a 10, and now we have 3v minus 4. All right, 10 in the numerator, 10 in the denominator. Wow, I can't speak English or write. Oh my God, what is happening here? This is the. All right, I don't know what that was, but I hope you understood what we did. So we factored, we took a 10 out, that left us with 2v plus 1, and then we took a 10 out in the denominator, we had 3v minus 4. All right, now we have another problem here. We're going to start it the same way we did the other one. So let's zoom in here. All right. So x squared minus 2x minus 63. Now, some of you may already know this, some of you may not, but we're going to have to factor this first expression right here. And actually the second one too. So just in case you don't know how to factor, you're going to need 2 numbers that will add to negative 2 and 2 numbers that are going to multiply to give you negative 63. Now you think, okay, so I like to put the number that I'm looking for, the number that I have at the top. What numbers are going to give me negative 2 and negative 63? I'm going to go negative 9 and positive 7. Now, if you don't know that off the top of your head, it's fine. Just do trial and error. You can go 1 and 63 and just think of all the multiples of 63 until you figure out the right numbers. All right, so now we have the negative 9 and the positive 7. Let's do blue. All right, so if I can figure out how to write on this thing, right? Factoring. I'm going to have an x right here and an x right there. Like I said, we're going to be using these 2 numbers out here. Now, we're going to be making a new expression, but it's equivalent to this original one right here. So, negative 9, there we go, and positive 7. It doesn't matter the order that you put them in. Um, just make sure you have the right numbers. All right, and we're gonna factor the bottom one as well. Same way we did it with the first problem. What do? You look for something. You look for a number that they have in common that goes into them evenly. The only numbers that they have are 1 and 2. You always pick the biggest number, and if the only number that you have is 1, well, it's not factorable. So just basically think if it's 2 and above, then I'm good to go. All right, so I have a 2 I can pull out. Pause. Probably shouldn't have said that. Anyway, x minus 9. So I took a 2 out, and that left me with an x, and then negative 18 divided by 2 is going to give me negative 9. All right, so same way we did it in the first problem. You have something exactly the same on the top and on the bottom. You can cross them out. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. That's going to leave you with x plus 7 over 2. And that's your answer. And I'm kind of getting better at writing on this thing. So. All right, y'all, question 3. So at first it might look, I don't know, difficult, but I promise it really isn't. As long as you know how to multiply up to your 12s, should be easy. All right, and in fact, you don't even need to multiply up to 12 for this one. Okay, so we have 11. Let's do blue again. All right, we have 11p, whatever this whole thing is, right? You're gonna multiply leading term by leading term. That's gonna give you 88. All right, golly. All right, then you're gonna multiply this p by the p's over here. Now, do you see any p's over here? No, so it's only gonna be 1p. All right, you're gonna do the same thing with the t's. So t squared, that means there's 2 t's, and then a t over here, that's gonna give you t to the third. And I'm already getting better at writing with this thing, so heck yeah. All right, same thing we did at the top, we're gonna do at the bottom. 3 times 8, we get 24. Then we're going to do p to the 4th times just 1p. That's going to give us p to the 5th. Then t to the 4th times 1t. That's going to give us t to the 5th. Awesome. So technically this is the right answer. However, it's not reduced. So we're just going to do that. We see 88 and 24 are both even numbers. We can divide it in half. Let's go divide that in half. That's going to give us 44 over 12. You can still divide that in half. That's going to be 22 over 6. I think one more time gives us 11 over 3. And that's the simplified form of this, okay? So we're just going to take that 11 over 3. Now you have 1p at the top, 5 in the denominator. So just like we've been doing this whole time, if you have something in the top that can cancel with the 1 in the bottom, we're going to do so. So 1p is going to be taken away because we have 5. So this is going to become a 4. So you don't even need to write a p in the top anymore. It's going to have p to the 4th. And then you have 3 in the top. You have 5 in the bottom. So these 5 are going to get rid of the 3. And that's just going to leave you with t to the 2nd. And that is your answer right there. And I don't know why I'm writing crooked now. But yeah, I hope that made sense for you. Alright, so I skipped over number 5 because it's basically the same thing that we've been doing, just with different numbers. So just so we can get through this. Alright, so this one's a little different, but not really. Whenever you're dividing two fractions, this is my favorite place to eat. That's what I think of. KFC. Alright, that's all you gotta remember. So what does K stand for? No, it's not Kentucky. Alright, it's gonna be keep. You're gonna keep this first fraction. That's really ugly right there. You're gonna keep this exactly how it is. F stands for flip. You're gonna flip this one. Alright, you're gonna make it backwards. So we're going to write 4 over 5, 2 over 10x, and then you're going to change the sign. So right now it's a division sign. We're just going to make it a multiplication sign. And now you just multiply straight across. That gives you 8 over 50x. And just how we've been doing this other time, we got to simplify that. So that's 4 over 25x. All right, so this is the last question I'm going to do because the rest is pretty much the same thing. And I think I only skipped over like 1 or 2 questions in total, so I should have given you a pretty good idea of how to do all of them. So what do we do when we're dividing fractions? What did I tell you earlier? What do I like to eat besides Cane's and Chick-fil-A? Sponsor me if y'all ever see this. Probably not though, but it's all right. KFC, right? So what do? We keep the first one, flip the second one, and change the sign. So we're going to keep the first one, x plus 8 over x minus 1. All right, change the sign, and then the next one, we're going to flip it. All right, quick question. So if I gave you a problem and it was like, all right, what would you give me for that? I would hope you'd say 6. Now, what if I gave you this problem? What's that? That's also 6, right? Because this means multiply, and this also means multiply right here. It doesn't matter how I write it. Now, let me erase that real fast. But why do I bother mentioning that? Like, that's, everybody knows that. I mean, I'm sure some people don't, but I'm sure you do, right? So why do I mention that? So the reason is because I'm going to rewrite some of these terms, and that's okay because we're multiplying. It doesn't matter if they're written with a multiplication symbol in the middle, how it was in the first example that I showed you, or if they're written parentheses touching right next to each other. It means the same thing. We know that that means to multiply. So I'm going to rewrite this a little bit. I'm going to move this 3 to the front. And you can put parentheses around the 3 if you want to, or you could just leave it as a 3 right there as a leading coefficient. So I'm going to rewrite that whole numerator now. 3 x plus 8 x minus 4. And I'm going to do the same thing here in the denominator, except this one's already together. You see, so I'm just going to move that over here to the left side. You don't have to, but I just want to. Quick side note: these 3's look really nice. Like they're really written really well, especially for how amateur I am at using this writing pad. I don't know, just toot my own horn right there. All right, now I have x minus 1. You see, it's the exact same problem. I just rewrote it. And I think this might be one of the easier problems on here, even though it might look like one of the most challenging. But all you have to do, get rid of everything that's the same. So get rid of the x minus 4, get rid of the x minus 4, the 3's. Now all you're left with is x plus 8 and an x minus 1. Let's write that in green. X plus 8 over x minus 1. And that's the answer. You didn't have to do any math for this one. All you had to do was rearrange a couple numbers, like KFC, don't forget that. Even if you're vegan, vegetarian, whatever, KFC, it'll help you out a long way. And I really hope this helped you out somehow. Like I said at the beginning, this is my first math video, so I hope it was some sort of help. And give me feedback, whether positive or negative. I'm willing to take it all. And I'm only going to keep getting better at making these videos as time goes on. So I hope to see you guys tomorrow. And once again, remember to subscribe if you want that gift card.